Okay, we are going to meditate first. Please find a comfortable posture. Keep your back straight as much as you can. Gently close your eyes. Take few deep, long breaths and let go and relax your whole body. Please do it few times. Experience relaxation and peace. Feel harmony with your body. Feel close to yourself. Now send your loving thoughts towards yourself, thinking, I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. Remember, the words are powerful. In the beginning, we are using these 3 words to make our intention. Then you can live by that intention, not to harm, not to hurt yourself every day. When you come to the temple, sit on the cushion, we call practicing meditation or training your mind. How to live in the world, in the society. Difficult, challenging place. We are learning how to taking care of ourselves. Instead of escaping from the difficulties, problems from the world, which is not realistic. Therefore, this training helps you to find the middle ground, find peace, joy within you. I am well, I am happy, I am peaceful. May I be free of anger, free of attachment, free of confusion, free of pride. May I be safe. May I be free of the problems that arise from such distraction of my mind. May I recognize and cultivate my potential of loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, patience, and all other good qualities. May these good qualities grow for my well-being and the well-being of others. May my fear, worries, and sorrows fall away. May I find the joy of peace and love in my heart. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be content. Let me be free of greed, hatred, and delusion. Let me be generously giving, understanding, and insightfully clear. I am free. I am free. I am free. I am well. I am happy. I am peaceful. Now send your loving thoughts towards your family. May all of my family members be well, be happy, be peaceful. Holidays are almost here. We all have to sit with our family members, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year. Some situation you don't want to do this because you have some challenges and difficulties with some of your family members. Maybe you don't like them. They did lots of negative things. They were rude to you. As a person who try to practice loving kindness, understand about self, is it possible for you to change your perspective about them? How about understanding we all are human beings? We are imperfect. That is the nature of the human beings. People have lots of ignorance. Therefore, I am going to forgive them. Forgiveness is completely letting go without reservations. May all of my family members be well, be happy, be peaceful. If they did something wrong to you, think to yourself, that is not my responsibility. Whatever they did, they are responsible for their actions, their karmic journey. Therefore, I am not getting into their karma. I am not responsible for their actions. I am responsible for my own actions. Therefore, in this moment, I am thinking of them lovingly, kindly and compassionately instead of anger or disappointments. Now send your loving thoughts towards whole world. May all living beings be well, be happy, be peaceful. Now slowly turn your attention to your breath. Every breath you take in, you take out is taken mindfully. Focus on your natural, ordinary breaths. If you are distracted by a thought for a feeling or a sensation, bring your attention back to the breath or present moment. Mind wanders. That is the nature of the mind. Be a silent observer, observing what is coming and what is going without reacting to them. During the holidays, many of us create a picture, perfect image, filled with expectations. Rarely do these mind-made fantasies come true, yet we are clinging to all ideas that blind us to the beauty of the present moment. When we let go of perfection and stay in the present moment, we have the opportunity to see love everywhere. Breathe in deeply and release expectations. Being in the present moment, we find good fortune, humor, and connections with our loved ones, and an increased capacity to manage difficulties. Together, let's breathe in kindness and love, and breathe out worry and attachment. Even when things fall apart, there is so much to see and feel. It is a wonderful opportunity for growth. Breathe in and observe the normal reactive spiral of our minds without judgment. Noticing and focusing on our breath is a powerful way of de-escalating holiday stress. Let's breathe in again. Notice whatever is going on in your body and in your mind, and come back to your breath. If you feel stressed or relaxed, just let it go and come back to the breath. Now picture the coming holidays. Take a moment to notice what comes up in your mind when you imagine the holidays and all the dynamics that arise. How does your body feels? Is it tight or restless? Do you feel tired or energized? Just notice and let it go. What emotion arises? Maybe it is a mixture of joy and stress, dread and excitement. Just notice this and let it go. Come back to your breath. Right now there is nothing to do, no person to be, nowhere to go. Now in this moment, sitting and breathing is all there is. Breathe in, breathe out. Allowing the holidays to happen, taking good care of yourself, practicing mindfulness and kindness to yourself and others, and keep coming back to your breath. Enjoy it. Find the love and beauty. Embrace new tradition. Open your heart. Do what needs to be done and let the rest go. Now observe your mind, observe your body. Your body is relaxed, your mind is calm, tranquil and peaceful. Make a strong determination to practice meditation every day, regularly, with diligence and patience. Understand how important this meditation practice. Keep yourself well, happy, peaceful and balanced. May peace be with you. May you be well. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. Thank you very much. Please open your eyes. Okay, now we are going to do our chanting. Okay, let's start. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi dhammaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Dutiyampi sanghaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi buddhaṃ saraṇaṃ gacchāmi. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Anicca vata sankhara uppada vaya dhammino uppajjitva niroyanti tesang upa samosukho sabbe satta avera hontu sabbe satta abhyapajja hontu sabbe satta aniga hontu sabbe satta sukhiyatanang pariha manopubbangama dhamma manosetta manomaya manasace paduttena bhasati va karoti va tato nang dukkha manveti cakkang vahato padang manopubbangama dhamma manosetta manomaya manasace pasannena bhasati va karoti va tato nang sukha manveti chāyāva anapāyini. We believe my wish. Okay, good morning everybody. So happy to see you all in this morning. So there is a Sanskrit word like Buddha, Dharma, those words Sanskrit, right? And so another Sanskrit word, especially yoga community, they are using this word lot, is called japa. Japa. It means repetition. We are doing japa, that means repetition. You are always repeating something. Now think about, Jason, how many years we were repeating those 3 words, well, happy and peaceful, right? So many times, I don't know, millions of times. Last 21 years after I start this temple. So that is japa, keep repeating until we get it. And so when I was young, every Monday morning, my teacher, my guru, always giving us advices. There's a Monday morning right after we wake up, like 5:30 in the morning, before we start morning meditation. He always giving guidelines and keep telling what we had to do, what we had to follow. And so I heard the same thing so many years. When I was young, like a teenage monk, we exactly know what he's going to say Monday morning. Right? Same thing. Again and again and again and again. He's keep telling the same thing. We call the same song. Every Monday, we are not ready to hear it. But we don't have options. We have to go and sit 1 hour, listen to him. So, that time when I was listening to him, we know what he's going to say. It is so boring. And for, when we are young, the parents are saying every day the same thing. We don't like it, right? You all have that experience. But I had the same experience. But however, when he say that, when we are young, I keep saying the same thing again and again and again and again and again until you get into your mind. Now I am 54 years old. Now I totally get it. What he did. He conditioned those things in our mind. It's not a brainwash. So he was keep telling the same advice, same loving kindness, same compassion. Why? It is the same. Even another 1,000 years if I do loving kindness meditation, I do the same words. So I know it is boring, but there is no options. There is no option. Only one option. One loving kindness, one compassion. There is no 2 compassions, right? So, why I am using that experience? But what I am going to say today, I think last many years I said so many times. Same thing to you in this room. So now holiday is coming. How do you feel? Holidays? How do you feel honestly? Awkward. What else? Anxious. Anything? Okay, family. Okay, good. Anything? Excited.
I'm excited. I haven't seen some of these people in like 2 years.
Okay, good. Maybe this holiday is maybe a little bit different. But, so that's a good side. If you are enjoying it, that's perfect. Please do. But what is the difficult side? What are the difficulties you have during the holiday time? Stress. What else? Okay. Anything? Money.
Staying sober.
Okay. Okay. What else? Too much to do. And so lots. I know before the Christmas, before the holidays and after the holidays, people always come and talk to me. I have lots of meetings before and after holidays. So I'm a kind of counseling them for preparing their mind for the holiday time. So many people, as I said, if you have good experiences about holidays, so many years you experience this in your life, and you can enjoy it. So what I'm trying to tell you today, during this holiday time, if you have stress and difficulties and family gathering, and you don't like to see some of your family members, but no choices, I know exactly what you are thinking. And so how you are going to handle and how you are going to be mindful. So that's why I said I'm going to japa or repeat the same thing this year also. So, as you said, the money, somebody said money, right? We have to spend time, money for buying gift and giving things to people. It is so traditional thing. So before I come to this country, I didn't have any idea about Thanksgiving. I didn't have any idea. I kind of have an idea about Christmas, but it is not really big thing in our country. Why? It is 80% of the population is Buddhist. Some people are celebrating Christmas, but we are not used to that custom. So anyway, after I come to this country, this is the time I feel holidays. Our New Year is April 14th, Sri Lankan New Year Day. So last 25 years, I never celebrated Sri Lankan New Year being in Sri Lanka. Can you believe 25 years I didn't be in Sri Lanka in person to celebrate a New Year with my family. So therefore I don't have that idea in my head now. It is totally gone, and now I'm so conditioned to your holidays here. Now I'm thinking Christmas light and Christmas decoration. That's what I'm conditioned now. So I asked monks, we have to put the Christmas tree up soon, right, at the temple. So now, therefore, we have to change our perspective about how we are thinking. So, when you are thinking about your family time, holiday season, and as you said, it's so stress, and especially family members, and challenging and difficult. Number one is giving gift. How do you feel about it? Giving gift. Giving things is a good thing. But after you give, some people appreciate, some people not. Some people like it, some people don't like it. So therefore, be careful during the Christmas time when you are giving gift. If you want to give, please give without expecting. Can you do that? So you want to hear the word thank you. If they don't say thank you to you, how you feel? You feel hurt. So what I am asking you today, just give. So then tell them, thank you so much for receiving my gift. Instead of waiting, thank you for them. That's how I do. Thank you so much giving opportunity for me to give you something. So then you don't have that expectation whether he or she likes it or not. That's not your job, your responsibility. So I have so many stories and people shared with me. Recently, one lady shared the story with me. She gave a nice book to her mother. Mother, she is elderly woman. The daughter always going and cleaning the house. So when she go to cleaning the house, mother's house, and mother said, my recycling is collected, and so you have to take them out. Then anyway, this elderly woman, sometimes she put, the important things, and so therefore always she short them out. All the, garbage or recycling. 2 days ago, the book she gave to mother as a gift, it was in the recycling bin. She was calling me and crying and emotional. Bhante, I was so excited to give this gift to my mom. She accepted. I know her nature, but however, she asked me to clean the recycling bin. Maybe, she thinks intentionally she asked her to go and check it. Then she saw her book is in the recycling bin. How do you feel about that kind of situation? Then she took the book and showed it to the mother and asked, Mom, why you are throwing this book? Then mother said, I don't like it. I don't like it. So now the lady, my friend, keep asking, Bhante, what I am going to do? What you are going to do? That kind of situation during the Christmas, during the holiday. After you give something to your mom or your brother or your sister, if they are rejecting your gift, how do you feel? What is your wisdom? More than instead of I'm sharing the wisdom, as a meditation practitioner who is coming to the temple and practice every day, how do you handle it? Let it go. Can you do that? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. But no options. No options. We have to let it go. We have to let it go. So sometime I experience when I go to Sri Lanka, I do less now. My first few years, I always taking gifts for everybody. My family members, close family members, my friends. Why? They love to have something from America. Because they are excited to have something from America. So when I go to Sri Lanka, first time having gift and giving, everybody looking at, their faces are not really good. Why? Most of things we have here made in China. Everybody understand what I'm talking. I'm not against China, but most of things I'm buying here when I go to the stores, made in China. Can you believe that? Made in China. Always they read the labels. If they see made in China, they hate it. They don't like it. Then they ask me, do you live in China or do you live in America? So, but I know sometimes the stuff we have from China here, and maybe we have quality stuff because of the country, what we are, our request here. But most of things we have in our country is made in China, very cheap qualities. So now they're upset. So then finally I made the decision, giving material things to people, we cannot make them 100% happy. Always they find a hole. Always they find a complaint. So I was thinking, giving things is, if I feel to give something, give it without expecting returns. So you do your job. Otherwise, after you are spending lots of money, you have disappointment. And also, I am asking people, how about write gratitude notes? It is a beautiful thing. Yeah, a gratitude card. And tell them about about the qualities. Write something good about your mom. Mom, thank you so much for raising me. Thank you so much for feeding me when I was young. Thank you so much giving me a hug and kiss. And they love to hear those things instead of, the material things. But if you are comfortable to give material things, please do. But make sure they are not 100% happy about it. And also when I was in Florida, one man, like Eric Age, came to me and after my class, and he said, Bhante, you are totally right. Every holiday time, I am so stressed out because of our family reunion. Our family gathering is so stressed out. Our aunts, uncles, brothers, everybody is coming, sisters, and they are fighting and arguing, drinking a lot. So I have a cousin. Every year she come to our Christmas gathering, our family event, with a paper. It is a balance sheet. I asked, she's an accountant and doing a balance sheet the Christmas day. No, Bhante, it is not numbers. She's balancing all the gifts. 10 years of giving gifts, she has a balance sheet. My brother gave me 2001, $50 gift to me. But I gave 75. My mother gave me 30, I gave 45 to her. So 10 years, she balanced all the gift, all the family members gave to her. And during the Christmas celebration in the family, she bring that list. Can you believe it? She bring that list and tally it. Then make everybody sad, upset and mad. Then I said to this man, I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Then he said, Bhante, totally fine. If you don't believe it, totally fine. How about I'm going to invite you to our Christmas party? I said, no, thank you. Because he keep trying to tell me the story. I said, finally, no, thank you. I totally get it. I think you have the same experiences, right? Same experience. Other situation, somebody told me, after she gave a gift to the mother, right in that moment, mother said, I don't like it. I don't like it. So, what I'm asking, when you are preparing a gift to somebody, prepare your mind for the both side. So, anyway, for example, I am going to give this gift to Julie. For example, if she likes it, I'm so happy about it. If she doesn't like it, still I'm happy about it. So prepare your mind, whatever reaction the person does, I'm going to balance my mind. So I think this is a really good preparation and good practice for you. And also, now Christmas, these holidays are so materialistic now. Children always thinking Christmas means receiving items, receiving material things. That's your Christmas the way you remember? When you are young? Only gifts? What was it? Maybe 60, 70 years ago. How was the Christmas? It is different now or? Right. Yeah. Okay. So, there's another beautiful story. I think I really like this story. I read somewhere. One rich father, during the holiday time, during the Christmas, he was thinking, I want to wrap gift to everybody. So every day he is doing shopping and collected items. Then one day he bought very expensive gold wrapping for the gift wrapping. So he left in the room. One day when he was returning home after work, 3 or 4 years old daughter cutting these gold wraps and kind of wasting them. Then father was so angry and looking at her and yell and scream at her, what are you doing? These are very expensive paper. This is for Christmas gifts. Why you are destroying them? Then the little girl gave a big smile. Daddy, I am making a Christmas gift for you. That's what I am doing. Then father said, okay, whatever. He was mad and he was walk away. Christmas morning, she woke up early morning. She was so excited. She's coming down and said, Merry Christmas, Mom and Dad. There was 2 boxes. One for the father. Father was so happy and excited. Even he yelled at this little girl other day. She was so thoughtful and made a beautiful gift for the father. Father was so excited and opened the gift. It is an empty box. It is an empty box. Then father was thinking, she's making a joke with me. Father was so angry Christmas morning because my daughter was so disrespectful to me. She doesn't know what is the gift mean and what father did, yell at this girl Christmas Day morning. Now she's crying and crying and crying and said, Daddy, I love you. I care about you. I don't have money to buy a gift. Therefore, I didn't sleep last night. What I did, I blew so many kisses into this box. That's my gift to you. You don't see it, you don't feel my kiss in there. That's what your daughter said. In that moment, father felt so sad. Story says, father kept this box side of his bed until he passed. Now think about it. So gift is our heart, not the material things. Therefore, please teach your children, your grandchildren, your family members Material things come and go. But our connection heart to heart is very important during this Christmas time, during this holiday. And also, especially in our country's New Year time, sometimes we have family issues. Always we are upset each other. That is the time we are kind of cleansing our minds. We all come back and apologize to each other and say sorry. And our countries always we go and bow to our adults, like parents. And anybody, older than me, I have to bow. I have to respect in the New Year day. So that's how we are making the connection. So that's how we keep the heart together. So therefore, what I'm asking, please change yourself during this holiday season to make your mind better. And one young man told me, he was thinking because he was in the school and he doesn't have that much money. However, he bought some gifts. Then he doesn't want to spend lots of money for the wraps. And what he did, he wrapped all the gifts from the newspapers. I think it's a great idea. That's how I felt. How wonderful. He used all the newspaper articles and to wrap the gifts. Mother was so mad. Mother was yell at him and said, "You don't know about our customs? Do you wrap gift from the newspapers?" During the Christmas Day morning, mother yelled at him. That's how people are conditioned. So, you have any thoughts and ideas about this holiday season, how you are going to handle holiday stress? Remember to breathe, right? What else? Anything else?
Well, if you receive a gift that you don't like, should you smile and kind of lie and say, "Oh, I love this gift," rather than say, "Oh, I don't like this gift."
So this is what I say. Make the comment about like or dislike. I say thank you for the gift. Actually, most of gift I receive, I don't want it. Be honest. But I'm so grateful for the giver. Because of me, that person trying to give me something. So I'm appreciating that. Then I keep that gift. But maybe I don't use it. But my way, if I see another person, they need something like that, definitely I give that gift to somebody else. Instead of saying, if you like it, you can say, "I really like it," or say, no need to make any comments. You can say, "I'm so grateful, your gift." But it doesn't mean you are going to use it today or tomorrow or maybe none. So one time I can remember, somebody gave me a gift. Sometime, now think about people giving me little things, right? So many little things. Sometimes I'm exhausted about those things. And though I have to keep them, I have to organize, I don't want to. One day I put into the auction those items. Somebody was so upset with me and came to me and said, "Do you remember who gave this one to you?" I said, "No." I gave to you, many years ago. Now you don't like it, you are throwing it away. He was so upset and, rude in front of people. So then I said, "Did you give it to me like 8 years ago?" Then he said, "Yes." "If you gave it to me, that's mine." I said, "That's mine. That means I can do whatever I want. So therefore keep it and walk away." And so later he came back with the gift from the auction. And "Here you go, have it." He gave it to me again. I said, "Thank you so much." I said, "Thank you so much. But prepare for next year." Then he came to me and said, "Okay, that is your game. Let's play the game. So you are keep putting to the auction, I'm keep purchasing it. I'm keep giving it to you." Then I said, "Thank you so much. I have value now for that gift." This makes sense? Right? So therefore, after you give something to somebody, let it go. So then I can do whatever I want. Because after you give it to me, it is mine. That's how I feel about the gifts. Otherwise, always people feel hurt. And what Jim said, thank you so much, we have to say the truth. But sometimes certain truth is hurt. But if it is hurtful, no need to say it. But we know in some situation, this gift will be very helpful. We can give to somebody. Now think about, for example, I get lots of winter hats. Everywhere where I go, I have like 20 of them, winter hats. Now what I'm doing, I'm so grateful. I'm keep taking them. Why? I'm keep giving them away. That means somebody give it to me, I'm giving it back. That's totally fine. But giving is a good thing. What else?
It's making me think that there's this moment where you are physically releasing the gift.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's going to help me, this talk is going to help me think about that moment.
Mm-hmm.
Really letting it go.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I hit a button on my computer and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving somebody the gift. Like I'm just going to try to match the physical letting go.
Mm-hmm. Right. So separation from the gift. I experienced something beautiful here. I think they are wise now. When people giving me something now, some people say, Bhante, I'm giving this gift to you. You do whatever you want. I don't feel hurt. But I'm giving to you. So then they say, if you don't use it, you can give it to somebody else. How beautiful, right? So thinking like that. So after you give that gift, if you are just waiting and looking what he is doing, and so it's really depressing me. Some people always, after they give me something, they always check on me. Bhante, did you use it? Did you wear it? Right? I cannot wear the 25 hats. And after people giving things, later, after many years later, I cannot remember who gave it to me because I'm not labeling them. Because I get so many things. And so therefore, be careful. Give your heart. Give a hug. I think more than something material, I think it's very important to have a hug and caring and love. And that's what important to people during this holiday time. And also I know one family, they always go into the middle of the Chicago, then they are giving homeless people. All the things they are giving to the homeless people. It's like a family event. They are not receiving any gift from the family member. They put all the money together and go and help homeless people. So therefore, I'm asking you, be mindful, be kind, less expectations, then you can enjoy this holiday time. I hope you have some thoughts to consider this holiday season. And okay, announcements.
So, if you can't, I know it's tricky to smell with our masks on, but we have lunches downstairs, traditional Sri Lankan lunches. If you're interested, we have some left, which you could purchase with me in the gift shop. In the social hall, we have some beautiful traditional batik clothing. One of the lovely ponchos being modeled by my mother. So in Bante's hometown of Peradeniya, Sri Lanka, these lovely women make and dye and sew these beautiful ponchos, which are one size fits all, skirts, and a couple of shirts. So we are hoping to get some of the money and to give it back to them.
Mm-hmm. And also supporting to the temple.
And supporting them. So they make some very good holiday gifts. There's even fabric. You can use it as a tablecloth or a tapestry, so it's lovely. Tonight from 7 to 8:30, we've got the Crystal Singing Bowl and Bomb Meditation, so it's a beautiful combined event. You can purchase tickets in the gift shop, they're $35, or online. And then tomorrow morning from 9:30, all the way to 3:30, you can hang out with Ponte Sujata. For our day retreat here at the temple, there will also be lunch. It's also gluten-free, I should say. Vegan and gluten-free lunch that can be provided, meditation, Dhamma, lots of love, and a wonderful Sunday.
Now we have 35 people, I think.
30,
Yeah, something. So it's open to
we still have openings, so reserve your spot. And then Monday, Bhikkhuni Vimala is still going strong with her book club. So Monday evening, more things. Bhante is going to be doing his Sri Lankan spiritual journey next June of 2022. So we're starting to get those deposits down.
Yeah, can I say something about it? So, because last 2 years I couldn't do a Sri Lanka tour with people because of the COVID. But this year going crazy, for the next year, people keep calling and now first trip already full. And so now I'm planning to do the second trip. So anybody interested to go, because I don't take more than 9 people in one group because I have to handle everybody 14 days. So therefore it's lots of work and arrangement. And so if you are interested to go, please contact me or Tessa. Then we contact with the Michael in Sri Lanka and he will arrange everything for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And then finally, the New Year blessing is quickly approaching December 11th. We've got our monks coming in from all over the country. If you wish to sponsor a monk to help with their travel expenses, you can do so on the table in the social hall. And it's a wonderful, beautiful event that we suggest that you come to and experience if you haven't already. You can bring anything you want to have blessed or just yourself.
Yeah. That's it, right? Yeah. Okay, everybody. Anybody new today? New people, please introduce yourself.
I'm Steph Rodriguez, and I've been here. I've been here with for about 40 years, and I've always wanted to help the temple, but I've never been to time. And today I said I just have to go.
You did it. Yeah. Thank you. Anybody new? Anybody new? Oh, yes.
We wanted to come and, have this experience, so this is my daughter's first time here, we're putting any up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. This is your home. Thank you. Anybody? Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Please stand up.